With all the craziness in this world, we are here to have open and honest conversations to help navigate our thoughts.
Sometimes we are right and sometimes we're wrong. But in the end, if we aren't learning, we aren't living.
This is Philip.
And this is Wes.
And we are
Two Bottles Deep.
Hello, Wes.
Hey, Philip Hedrick.
How are you, babe?
You know, like last time, I had commented on I laugh every time. Like when you're like, hey, Wes, I'm like, hey, Phil. I thought of that all week, so I didn't do it.
You did good.
Thank you.
Oh, there it went. You just can't help yourself.
I'm like, why? In season 3,
Is it a nervous laugh, do you think?
I don't know. You put a mic in my face and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Can we talk about the torrential rains that are happening?
On my way over here, there was a semi that has shoved a car into a guardrail.
Ooh.
And like the lady was hanging out. It was like
hanging out of the car?
Yeah, the police weren't even there yet. I mean, it was
you were like, I can't stop. I'm late for a recording.
Like Philip's expecting me to laugh out of the gate. But the help was, I think, getting there. But yeah, I mean, it was like flash flooding.
Yeah. I always love, because weather is such just a common, like, small talk thing. We make fun of like people, especially older people, because that's their go-to.
Oh,
it's raining here.
What's it doing by you?
Just give it a few minutes. The weather will change. We needed it.
I talked to Mom on the way over here, and she had the grandkids over, and they were swimming yesterday. She's like, well, not today, but it's only sprinkling, but we need it. I mean, it hadn't rained in 3 months. I don't know what these crops are going to do. And these farmers were just so upset.
What crops? Does she have corn in the backyard?
Let's hold on. Well, the grass. I'm like, well, good. You don't have to mow it.
Yeah.
We need it green.
It's either raining, about to rain, or it hadn't rained in weeks.
It hadn't rained in weeks.
There's never just a like, yeah, I'm good with the weather right now.
I know I was telling Mammer the other day, I mean, you know, Grandma's turning 90 this year, 90 or 91.
Oh, nice.
And
is she throwing a big party?
And we don't know what we're doing yet. It's the day after Christmas. So we celebrate the Lord and her. And just kidding. But anyway, we do it. And she's like, you know, this rain. I said, Grandma, but we always have food to eat. Like, I think since the Great Depression, I mean, we've probably had 100 droughts since then. And I feel like it's always like the world is ending.
Yeah.
We've never seen it this dry. And I'm like, I think in the Dust Bowl they did.
Yeah.
Because literally like trees and dust were flying through the air.
And there's always like, when you hear a story about droughts, there's always a news story of like just awful flooding in like Pakistan. I'm like, well, it's raining somewhere.
I mean, and here's my thing. We're all on Earth.
Yep. You nailed it.
Like the water will come under the water table to you unless you're in like Las Vegas. Like they've just like Lake Mead is like so far down. I don't even know what they're doing.
I don't even know Lake Mead.
Yeah. Can you stop people from moving? Like say Nashville, like our water grid, like our traffic grid is just so messed up because there's so many people here. Can you just be like, hey, we don't have enough water. Like no one else can move here.
I don't think you can do that. I mean,
yeah, that'd be hard.
You're also building like 20,000 apartment units a day. They're just like, fill it up.
We don't care about the water. I mean, that's all stuff to think about. But yeah, that's funny you talk about rain. Same with when it comes to groceries and dairy. I mean, eggs went up 10 cents.
I'm not saying I'm wealthy because this has nothing to do with wealth. But like when people are like, what'd you pay for eggs this week? I'm like, $60, maybe $65. I don't know. Or gas. What's the gas like in East Nashville? I'm like, $40 a gallon. And people are like, oh, you don't even care. I don't know. It's something I need. If it's a requirement, then why does it matter? Like, I'm not going to go across the street because it's 2 cents less. I'm already there, so just fill it up.
By the time you cross, right?
And I don't know how much milk is or peanut butter.
I think people freak out when eggs go up 10 cents. I'm like, it's still a dozen eggs.
I'm still making an omelet. It's just an expensive omelet at this point.
Maybe it'll be a 2-egg omelet instead of a 3-egg. Right. I don't know. You know, times are tough. But I'm the same way. Obviously, we don't have endless amounts of money unless we hit that Powerball coming up. It's
almost $1 billion.
Yeah, that would. Now I'll play.
Oh, I'm playing.
Like it's. I think it's like 300 million. I don't look at it.
Is it Tuesday night?
Tuesday night Mega Millions, but then Powerball is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah.
So there's two, and they're both over like 500 million. The other one's 500, 600.
Do you say Tuesday or Tuesday?
There was no difference in what you just said.
Two or chew? Tuesday. I say Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Why do I say chew?
Do you like
I just
Tuesday?
realized that. I said it. Do they draw on Tuesday?
Tuesday.
What am I doing?
Another thing back home, people are like, "Are you a sophomore this year?" And I'm like, "I'm a sophomore."
Oh,
did we ever have that conversation already?
Well, I think I say sophomore because when I announced basketball games, it was more dramatic to draw out. He's a 5'10" sophomore.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it's spelled, but people call it Southmore.
Yeah.
And that is just not the way it's spelled. And
they're really dumb.
Unless the OUTH is just silent in there.
I'd like to talk to you about my country line dancing lesson.
I'm going to need a video clip.
Oh, I'll put it up. So one of our listeners, one of my good friends, Casey, and her husband, Chris, hello, I know you're listening.
Hey, Casey and Chris, great people.
Their son, Derek, who's an amazing human, he invited us to go country line dancing at the Nashville Palace. And I didn't know much about this place. Wes was telling me some stuff about it, but it's been a staple here in Nashville for a long time. I think Wes was saying Garth Brooks did a set there. Randy Travis was the dishwasher. So was Ricky Van Shelton. It's such a cool spot. And it's over by Opryland Hotel, which if you don't know, it's outside of kind of the downtown area. So you're not getting the touristy stuff as much, but they do country line dancing lessons there on Friday and Saturday night. And Derek asked us, honey, I was ready. I had my country look, which for me was
more sequins
jeans. I put on jeans and a dark shirt. And then I don't have cowboy boots. So I wore my Echo like anklet boot and it looked like a boot.
Oh,
so I was like, but I really got into character. Like at the bar, I was like, howdy, ma'am. She was like, what do you want? I'm like, how are you doing this?
Well, I reckon.
We
tied the horse up.
Hello, sweetheart. But it was so fun. If you're ever in Nashville, this is a great place to go. They do lessons for 2 hours and it's kind of open dancing. I was just blown away at how like talented people were. You'd see a couple, you're like, there's no way they can dance. He's flipping her ass all over.
Around. They do flips.
Everything.
It's a sport.
Yeah. And I didn't realize I knew there were different country line dances. So I learned like 2. And then I was like, I've got them. Let's go. And then they were like, next, we're going to do the boo-boo choo-choo. I'm like, what's the boo-boo choo-choo? Like,
we did not rehearse that one.
No, but it was fun. I want to say a special thanks to Derek. I wasn't dancing like in couples because I was, there alone as usual. And pity. And he grabbed me and he was like, hey, let's go dance, a couples dance. And I'm like, Derek, no, I'll get hogtied and beaten here. He was like, nobody's going to bother you. And I was like, okay. So the only challenge was who's going to lead. I've never country line danced with a male.
I'm assuming you wanted to lead.
I mean, me being the more masculine. Really?
I was not supposed to laugh at that.
No.
Derek is so macho.
He was like, just shut up and follow. And so it just got whipped around the floor, and it was fun. It was really fun.
That's great.
Then we went right in, I guess, the front bar. There's an area for artists. And I went in and got to see Nikki Nelson.
Nikki Nelson is an amazing singer-songwriter.
Yes. She was great. She was really sweet when we walked in. She was like, oh, my goodness, we've got a celebrity in the house. We've got Philip from 2 Bottles Deep. And I was like, waving. People are like, who is this guy? He can't even dance.
Look at those boots.
Was he the guy dancing with the other guy? But anyway, Nikki Nelson, thanks for being sweet and love listening to you sing.
Nikki is great. She sings, real country music.
Yes.
She was in the band Highway 101 for many years.
I didn't know that.
After Paulette Carlson left the group, and she toured with them, and she is amazing. And she's a podcast listener. She loves 2 Bottles Deep. Crazy enough, you saw her. I was supposed to come that night, but I was on my 3rd nap, and I just couldn't get up like that late at night. So I went to see Nikki that Monday. So went to see her. She was at Scoreboard, which is out there.
Oh, yeah.
Out by Opryland.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's a pretty... Spasmatics play there. There's a lot of good bands that come in and out of there. So me and our friend Sherry went and saw Nikki play for about an hour or so. Those people get up there and they do 4-hour sets. They play from like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and they don't stop.
Yeah.
their catalog of songs, whether it's their own or covers, is phenomenal. And that's what we love about Nashville.
And there's no guarantee that you've got like a big crowd that's engaged. I mean, you could be singing to people who are just talking to each other. So it's got to be, I mean, you got to be all in for that kind of stuff. You're not
there for the art. Yeah.
Guess what I'm doing tonight, Wes?
More line dancing.
Maybe actually.
Wait, what's going on tonight?
I have my high school reunion.
Oh, dare I ask what year?
You do dare.
Don't do that.
It's greater than 20 and less than 31.
Well,
30th.
Are you planning it? I can see you being the class president.
No, not at all. And some ladies from the class have graciously taken on the job with lots of consternation of who's going to eat what and vegetarian meals and what we're going to play and all that. But it's going to be fun. 30th high school reunion for Page High School. It's going to be at Lucky Lads, which is one of the guys that I graduated with. Jason Ladd has this amazing farm out in Eagleville. It's kids focused, I guess, but for adults as well. You know, in the fall they have pumpkin patch and a corn maze, and I think they have a petting zoo. So I guess we'll probably be eating in the petting zoo.
Yeah, so. Right. Little old donkeys running by.
Yeah,
you could be eating the petting zoo. No, in that area.
This is goat curry.
This one was slaughtered today.
So yeah, I'm excited. I haven't seen most of these people in 30 years.
Wow. Hey, did y'all do a 5-year, 10-year? Do you every 5 years?
We did a 10-year, which I don't know if I told you this. I got the award for most changed.
You were a sheep shearer.
I was like, so maybe. I mean, I did come out. Is that the change that I was awarded?
Wait, he was shearing sheep, and now he's at a game.
Give him the award. But it was fun. I didn't go to the 20th. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Good.
Even if it's awkward, I love awkward. So
it's fun going back. I was just talking to my friend Tiffany Sims from back home, and a few others about planning our 25th anniversary.
I thought it was going to be your 40th.
Looks like it, doesn't it? I'm excited because Tiffany's boyfriend has a band, and she's like, how do we get this? And we need to pay him this, and we need to do this. I'm like, I'm all in. We're like a year away. Let's start planning. Let's have fun. Pana, Illinois has this beautiful winery, and we'd like to go out there and sit. It's on top of a hill overlooking all these fields. And yeah, so it's crazy you brought that up because we were just talking about that the last couple of weeks.
Well, we're getting older.
We're getting older. It's fun to go back to see people. I feel very well accepted.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect after I came out. We had a reunion like the year after, and I was in Texas, right? So when I came home, I was still like, I'm gay. Is that okay? You know, and now I'm just like,
you're like gay, whispering it to people.
Yeah. Like, don't tell anyone.
Can you meet me behind the buffet bar?
They're like, well, the high heels gave it away.
Are you in drag? Or
meet me behind the buffet
What are your
bar.
pronouns?
What are your pronouns? If you could start that, you can just kind of get the microphone tonight.
Hey guys, before we get, what if I offer to do the prayer?
Yeah.
The prayer, can we just go around the room of these 60 people and do our pronouns real quick? I'm sure we would get some. Don't tell me I'm not giving you my damn pronouns.
As long as you refer to Jesus as they, them,
right?
I'm all good. I would love that. Well, that sounds like fun. So,
yeah.
If you need any gas on the way down, or eggs, there's a hell of a deal right off Gallatin Pike.
I'll probably
here.
fill up with gas in Eagleville because it's cheaper.
I don't know. You run out of gas getting there. You're like, I gotta make it.
I can't pay this much for gas.
5 cents cheaper.
Well, hey, speaking of pronouns in the news, we've got a little story we wanted to talk about. It's popped up this week. Here's a little clip from the news to give you just some context.
A hair salon in Traverse City says it will no longer provide services to certain members of the LGBTQ community. In a Facebook post, the owner of Studio 8 Hair Lab said that anyone who identifies as anything other than a man or a woman needs to get serviced at a local pet groomer. The local CBS affiliate reached out to the owner, Christine Geiger, who said she is taking a stand against, quote, being forced to use preferred pronouns. She says her decision is in reference to the recent anti-hate legislation that passed in Lansing. She says the bill goes too far and infringes on her rights.
Okay, first of all, Christine, is that her name?
Christine Geiger.
Christine. I'm not sure if taking a stand is the way to put that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bigoted talk. It's I don't know. My first reaction is, telling people they need to go see a pet groomer.
That is
Christine,
so wrong.
I have a feeling Christine was sitting at home in Traverse City, Michigan. She had like 2 glasses
she
of
got-
Pinot, and maybe she'd had a bad experience. She'd ran into a trans person, and they said, "Who knows?" But she was a keyboard warrior, like you call them.
Yeah,
she
she
was, posting her thoughts on her Facebook and Instagram,
which are now private.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on this, Wes? On old Christine Geiger.
I don't feel like she's being forced. I think if there are anti-hate laws, that's something for all of us to come together and love one another. And there's got to be rules, right? There's speed limits, there's drinking ages, there's smoking ages. I mean, it's just another thing. We have marriage equality. I think people are over that. I think we're at a point where they still feel like this is just one more thing.
Yeah.
Well, you're gay. That's good. Like we're past that, right? It's like the blacks had their time, and now the gays had their time, but now it's just too far with these animals. And you can be called a dog or a ferret or a cat, and we have to do this. I'm not going to learn all this, and so I don't think she's being forced. If I owned a business, everyone would be welcome, whether you ride Harleys or whether you vote for Marsha Blackburn or whatever. I mean. Hair is hair.
Yeah. And how do
hair.
you force somebody to use pronouns? Are trans people walking in with a gun and being like, Christine, get on the ground. Either use my they, them, or you're getting it between the eyes.
Yeah. I mean, is this a big deal in her salon? How many times has this happened in her salon? But I do, we've come a long way because she is a very conservative person, yet she's allowing the L, the G, and the B, the lesbian, the gay.
Oh, yeah, she did say that.
So she's like, y'all
she's
come
like,
in.
Part of your community I'm good with.
Right.
And I've got gay friends. My sister's cousin knows a guy that's gay.
Yeah, she bought a dog off a guy and his partner or his friend. Well, okay, so if you and I walked in and you're like, hey, I'm Phil, I'm like, hey, I'm Wes, she wouldn't have an issue with that.
No.
I think if we walked in and said, hey, I'm Wes, I go by they, them, some people just, their mind cannot expand to, appreciate and accommodate other people for the half hour they're going to be in there.
And we always hear about these triggers, like that triggers me. I don't know why people get so triggered about pronouns. Like, you're not going to force me to use your pronouns. Like, if you came to me and you were like, if you don't use my pronouns, we can't be friends. I'm just be like, if that's the one thing that is the deal breaker for you, we shouldn't be friends.
Then get away.
Yeah,
right.
I will try. And I've said this before. I'll try, but I'm gonna be telling a story, and I'm gonna mispronoun you. Is that the way you say it? Mispronoun. I mean, and then just be like, hey, Philip, sorry, I'd like to go by Faye Fair. I'm like, okay, Faye.
I'll try to remember.
Fair.
But I don't know how to, I have a hard enough time with the language, and I have I don't remember people's names.
No.
I could be on a date with someone and just not remember their name. And this is like 2 dates in or 3. That's happened before. So for me to, if Philip changed his pronouns and I see him every week, multiple times a week, I'm going to remember.
Yeah.
If I see Johnny twice a year, I'm not going to remember. Or if he comes in once a month, if I was a barber or a stylist, I may or may not remember, but I'm going to be like, forgive me. But I think I think people using those pronouns have to give certain leeway to people, like give them some space to be like, I may mess this up. Right. But I think she has every right to refuse service. I don't think that goes against like our society. I mean, we have marriage equality, we have equal rights, mostly. So to say that I can't, like, I'm not jumping up and going to Sturgis and wearing, a pride shirt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have a right to kind of do their stuff. And I don't know if that's a great analogy, but I mean, I don't go to Sturgis, so these people don't have to go to her salon. Again, there's so many different salons, and maybe no one goes there, and she's never had an experience. She's just tired of the news.
I think that's like, a big part of it.
I'm not going to do this at my store. And she has every right to do that as a private owner.
And if you watch, it's the same thing with CNN. Like, if you watch CNN all the time, then only talking points you have are the CNN talking points. Mm-hmm. If she's watching Fox News or reading Drudge Report or something, and that's all she's getting only one side of the story. And, that recent Supreme Court case where the wedding planner for the websites. She won.
Oh, yeah.
And Christine had mentioned that, that was part of it. Like, she should be allowed to refuse. But that's the tricky part, I think, about this Supreme Court case is that who gets to make the decisions now? Like the website designer said that she couldn't be forced to do it because it was creative and she was going to have to use her creativity and artistry to say something that she didn't believe in. Fine. But what is hair? I mean, you could argue that a hairstylist is creative and that's her art. So
Sure.
could you be a chef and be like, my food is my art. I do tasting menus and I serve, guacamole, cotton candy. And it's completely artistic. I don't want to serve Black people. But you can't do that because there's there's some laws against race.
Right. Where does it stop?
So it's like, okay, you can pick out one little group of people you're not wanting to serve, but I don't think she should be forced to do it. I just think she's an idiot
I
for
fully
saying
agree.
that. Like I think I looked up, there's 800 licensed stylists in that county. 800. I can guarantee you Christine Geiger is not the best, especially if you've gone to see the salon she works at, which she changed the name of, by the way. It used to be, it was like,
Studio 8.
Studio
Hair
8.
Lab.
It's now called Beauty by Elegance or Elegant Beauty or something.
Nothing elegant about treating people that way. I think she has every right. I don't think it's right. But to your point, where does it stop? And I think that's what's in the news. And I think HRC gets a hold of it. And we always have to have an agenda to fight for rights. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I want everybody to have equal rights. But I think at a point, I don't like confrontation. So I would just turn and go the other way. That does not affect trans people or queer people. I don't think when you have so many other options in every single city, you're going to have multiple options for a stylist. And if she doesn't like those people, I sure as hell wouldn't want to sit in her chair with her having sharp objects an inch from my eye.
Whoops.
Yeah. Oopsies. Yeah.
I took out their eye. It's a pronoun joke that I do.
They, I. Pronouns, here's the thing, people. The pronouns, like when people say, like on LinkedIn, it's he, they. Why is it not he, him? I don't know. I don't really care to learn this. Now, if you're my friend and you tell me that, I will make an adjustment 100%. But I think we all need to kind of look internal and not so externally at what pisses us off and what's going to offend us and kind of turn an eye to it and live your life. Because overall, we have the main rights, right? Yep. Now we're looking at individual businesses. But I get the other side of where does this stop? Can it go to Black people? Can it go to Jews? Can it go to the gays? I mean, I don't know.
Here's my fear about if we're talking about our community being the LGBTQIA plus community. It's a huge group of people with wide ranging, way that we present and the way we live. But there's the extreme part of our community that is being very forceful about things. And the response to being forced for people feeling like they're being forced to do something is to revolt against that. And that's what she's doing. She feels that she is being so put upon by the T and the Q plus in our community that she had to, make these posts, let people know what's going on. I think she's doing it because she thinks she's doing it for the right reason, not thinking that she's being an idiot and sounding all bigoted. But she has a right to say it. I mean, she can say this kind of things. And I mean, people are going to rally towards her. People that are pro her belief, they're going to go get their hair cut. They're going to drive an hour and a half to Christine's salon. And they're like, I let this woman cut my hair because she doesn't do pronouns. Okay, great.
Good. What does that do?
Again, and if we were living on Geiger Island and Christine was the only salon on Geiger Island and we couldn't leave the island, I feel like we're talking about something different here. If that's the only spot available and she's refusing, but there's 800 other stylists. Even if 400 of them are the only ones working, half of them,
right?
There's other options to go and see. So just ignore Christine.
Ignore her, but I don't understand what's so forced. I mean, if you see it on the news, if you see there's books, they're banning books. This is still not forced upon the far right. This is not forced upon us.
But I think
this is just.
I agree with you, babe. I totally agree with you. But I think perception's reality. She perceives that she is being forced upon by some part of our community in a way that she absolutely, it's just revolting to her. Like she
Yeah.
cannot even fathom that she would have to do this. So I don't think there's an answer. I don't think you pull back and, give in to her demands in the sense that
Right.
you can't just say, all right, everybody across the board can decide this. But I also don't think there was a post about like, let's go and have a gay picnic in front of her. I mean, it's not going to change her mind.
No. It's
First
like,
of all, what do you take to a gay picnic?
I don't know, maybe
Like it's-
rainbow Skittles.
Yes,
Oh,
some hors d'oeuvres. I'm
Remember-
sure there would be champagne.
remember Chick-fil-A and people were going in, getting a large water, so it cost Chick-fil-A money. Then they go outside, drink it, and make out with each other.
I missed that, but that sounds great.
2012.
Are they still doing that? Oh, maybe a few years ago.
It was when Dan Cathy came out for, against gays, and he owns Chick-fil-A, or his dad owned Chick-fil-A, something like that. And there's gay people that own franchises, which I thought was kind of
That's interesting.
odd. But yeah,
Well, they make good money, so
yeah, they do. But yeah, I mean, I have friends back home in Central Illinois that post. One of this guy, I've known him since we were kids. I haven't seen him in probably 30 years. But a lot of his stuff's funny. But then he'll post like anti-pride stuff and this guy is a lovable, very nice guy. But it's like he will post, thank God Pride Month's over. Here's 4th of July, real American pride or something like that. I'm like, well, let us have our month.
Yeah.
Let us have our celebration. That we have not ever been at Pride and said, no other holiday exists. It's
Right.
all about us. And it's kind of funny. It's like the reverse is happening. Like you can't let Blacks celebrate in February. Like you don't think that should exist. And it damn well should. Pride Month. There's like a Latino Heritage Month and all this stuff. So I don't get these people that are so away from the LGBTQ community that feel this is so forced upon, and they've never been affected by any of us.
right.
So I think she has the right, Miss Geiger has the right to serve who she wants to serve. It's a private business. She's not at the local courthouse.
Yeah.
She's not the salon in Walmart. That's a publicly traded company, right? She's a small-owned conservative Christian woman who wants lesbians, gays, and bisexuals in there. I think we're making progress, and I want to look at the positive in that. Now, I'm not in the T and the Q and the plus community, so what I don't agree with is her marginalizing them and being hateful towards them because they are great people. No matter what you want to be called, I'm sure they're great people, and they just want a damn haircut.
Well, and Christine, if you're listening, and I'm sure you are, because you have nothing else to do in Traverse City.
She's out of business
I've seen
now.
your hair, and I'm also suggesting you go see a pet groomer because
Oh,
it looks like
Phil.
a poodle.
Coming in with the punch. Who says
I mean,
you don't
come
box?
on. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Well, Michigan, they've banned conversion therapy. Michigan has been a very progressive state. Didn't it just flip blue in the last election?
Oh, I'm not going to be able to call that one.
But
I
was
always have
looking
to
up-
spend a minute going blue. Or is blue? Which one's blue?
Are we the elephant or the donkey?
Right.
I don't even know. But there's also so many groups in Traverse City that they have the saying that love lives here, hate doesn't, right? Hate has no home here. All are welcome. So there's a lot of stores and a lot of businesses in that city that want to be welcoming, as we see in every community across this great nation. There's just a lot of bills that have been introduced up there. The Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act of 1977 makes discrimination illegal. So back in the 1970s, people were pissed off because now and the blacks can go everywhere, and that's just horrible. Well, now we've made it up to this point, and they're still pissed off because they have to hold on to being pissed off about something. But so I'm kind of on both. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But she can serve who she wants to
you don't
serve,
have
but
to
it's
be
not right.
Yeah. Well, Christine, if you're listening, good luck.
Yeah, the
Hope
pet
it works
groomer,
out for you.
That comment
Yeah,
was
settle
just
down,
a
Christine.
little bit. It was
Drink your
that was
Pinot Grigio,
hateful.
girl.
That
Quit
was
posting.
definitely hateful.
Yeah. Oh, I have another news story for us.
Oh, I'm excited for this
Yeah.
one
All right.
because I have a lot of questions. Y'all.
Yes. Here we go, y'all. Well, if you're looking to go to a circuit party somewhere in the world, maybe keep London off your list. London-based nightclub Adonis, in an effort to be inclusive, safe, and welcoming to all queer communities, has banned circuit gays.
So
They
dramatic.
posted, "We are fully committed to ensuring that marginalized groups feel comfortable at our club. There is no space for arrogance or privilege here." In an Instagram story, the club said, "An overwhelming sense of entitlement and an attitude that makes others feel uncomfortable is the reason a door policy has been brought in." They go on to say, "Your outrage reeks of male privilege. This isn't only a circuit gay problem, it's more widespread than that. Toxic masculinity has no place in queer culture." All right, everybody, it's open dance time.
I'm trying to look up their Instagram.
Yeah. All right, so
see it.
for those of you listening, there may be some words in there that you didn't understand. So let's talk about that first.
Okay.
So everybody knows what a club is. I'm not going to go into that. But there's a club in London called Adonis, and they do these amazing parties. They do day parties, night parties, like all sorts of themed things. They also host circuit parties. And a circuit party, I think we have the definition. Wes, do we have the actual definition? A professionally produced public dance party that lasts all night and into the morning. Some of these events can last 2 or 3 days and draw some major sponsorships. From clubs to cruise ships, regulars at these parties are referred to as circuit boys or circuit gays, who tend to be mostly shirtless with very little clothing on.
Yeah, there it is.
So there's your circuit
what's
party.
a day party? Like, do they not work? Or
It's like the sweet tea dance. Like it's
like a
just a
Sunday
themed.
or like,
It could be any time. I
Oh,
mean,
it can be any day.
I don't know if there are like a lot of people going to a Wednesday Adonis.
hey, what are you doing at
noon.
noon?
On my lunch breaks, you want to run to the circuit party at
After the
Adonis?
Cheesecake Factory lunch, we're going to go to this club. Yeah, what is a circuit gay and a circuit party?
Yeah, I just
Like-
told you what a circuit party was.
Well, no.
So a circuit party.
I did listen to that.
Yeah.
It's professional and all that, but a circuit gay, in my
Circuit gay
head-
is somebody who goes to a circuit party, but not just one time. A circuit gay is going to be someone who goes to these parties regularly. Maybe they go to different cities to go to these. And there's a circuit party at some point every weekend of the year somewhere in the world. So you could potentially go to a circuit party every week if you wanted to. But circuit gay also has got kind of this broad definition. Like if you look it up, some say it's a masculine identified gay man who is typically good looking and often very muscular. Some say it's a gay man who is only interested in other gay men for sex. I think it's circuit gay is kind of a big term to cover lots of different people. I've been
Okay.
to a circuit party. I wouldn't consider myself a circuit gay. Number one, because not necessarily known for my muscular build, although I'm stunningly good looking.
You got that part down.
Yeah. Omar actually took me to a circuit party in Atlanta. This has been several years ago. And I was a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect, but I had a very pleasant time. The music was great. The lighting was amazing. The lights were like moving up and down to the beat. There was lots of interesting things going on at this party that I was like, okay, well, that's not what I'm doing. So
Okay.
do you.
Like mushrooms or like do people do drugs to
Oh,
look
yeah.
at all the lights? So it's like an EDM party.
it's like an
They have
EDM
a
party.
DJ.
There's usually, if it's themed, there'll be like, boys in Speedos and angel wings or, just
shirtless and
it's,
very
it's a very creative outlet for people, but it's also probably heavy use of some sort of drug, whether it's, MDMA or
Well, hey.
ecstasy or K or whatever.
to each their
To
own,
each their
I guess.
own. But I think maybe that's why they're banning it partially, because I don't think bars make a ton of money off of people at circuit parties. Because a lot of these people are on
Probably not
something
drinking.
and they're drinking water. No one's going to circuit partying at 2 a.m. It's like, could you make me a Moscow Mule? It's just,
Yeah, they're kind of done with the drinking at that point.
yeah.
Yeah. I've seen clubs and bars ban bachelorette parties, mostly before 2015 when marriage equality came out. Bars and patrons of the bars were tired of bachelorettes, even though they were, I believe, just there to have a good time, see a drag show. They love gay men. They want to go out and have a good time. And I was living in Austin, and the bars there had banned bachelorette parties because they were flaunting that they could get married in front of all of us. And I say that's not my opinion. I could care less if they were there or not, but that was kind of the opinion. So I've never seen a gay bar ban other gay people.
Yeah. It is surprising.
And I'm sure straight people may go to it. I think of a circuit guy as one that has very little on. The angel wings, right? They have glitter on. Maybe they're just there to have fun. That's not my scene at all. Probably I do not have the body type to fit into that scene. I don't know. Back in the day, I was probably very bitter on that, which is why I did not like that part of the community. I thought they were very, very high on themselves. And if you had an ounce of body fat, no one would look at you or talk to you. So, but we all have those groups that we just don't want to be in. And that's a group I've never wanted to be in, but I also don't like that music either.
Yeah.
So that's as much as I know about a circuit gay.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that go to circuit parties with the intent of having fun and listening to music and being with their friends. So I don't think it's across the board. All circuit people do this, but there is heavy drug use at circuit parties, mostly responsible, I would guess. But with drug use too, I'm not sure what this club was dealing with. Like, were the circuit gays being aggressive towards people who were, didn't present as circuit gays, weren't muscular, were more effeminate? I don't know. But this bar is taking a stand. I mean, they do quite a few circuit parties, so they got quite a bit of feedback, both positive and negative, about this. How do you know? Like, if somebody walks up to the door and they've got a shirt on, you don't know. I mean, Omar's notorious for this. Omar will go to a bar. You don't realize he's got another reveal underneath. And he'll go to the bathroom and come back. Great. I'm like, when did you get a jumpsuit? He's like, I wore it underneath. I'm like, what?
I love Omar.
Yeah. So, like, how do you know if you went to the Adonis nightclub in a suit, went to the bathroom, ripped it off, and had angel wings and a Speedo, like, you're already in.
Yeah. And you're producing this environment where people, it's a dance club. Yeah. So, if somebody takes their shirt off, they're going to take their shirt off. So I wonder, something must have happened with this group of people at this club. And I agree. It's not fair or safe or human to say all gay people, all Christians, all Muslims, all circuit boys, right, do this. But it's probably an incident there where a couple people got out of line and they're like, you know what, we're done. And you see that at bars. And if it's one bar, they can do that. Like, there was only a couple bars in Austin that banned bachelorettes. So if they want to ban this, I would kind of switch your business model around. Like, if people weren't coming there, say something happened and other patrons weren't coming there for a reason, okay, not flip on the lights, but change the music.
Get out.
Yeah. We're closing up
We're
shop.
done. It's 2:30.
Someone pissed me off. But change it up, change the music up, change the environment up. And then, if it's something that if I was a circuit boy and then I didn't like that music, I'm not going to go there. So then you kind of weed them out that way.
Yeah. Well, Adonis, I don't know if you've done a good thing or a bad thing. Who knows? But
yeah, I wonder what happened over there.
It could have been like the manager had a bad experience at a circuit party.
Maybe like one of the guys broke up with him or something.
Or maybe
like, it's it.
Maybe somebody's suing Adonis for being, I don't know, assaulted by a masculine circuit boy.
Yeah.
By the way, and the hyper masculine thing to me is funny because a lot of the guys at the circuit party looked masculine. They presented as masculine via their Adonis bodies, if you will. See how I played on that. But then they talk, and I'm like, Wes wouldn't even date you. Like, it's not masculine. It's I don't know.
I don't see a lot of masculine people at gay bars. So at a club, it's not. That sounded really weird, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's at a gay bar.
You see masculine. You're talking about hyper masculine, like the really aggressive.
And I don't think people should be like, I'm not gay. No, that's stupid. Just talk normal, right?
Yeah.
Like, be you, be authentic. But I don't know. Yeah, like I don't understand what could happen. I bet there was like a fight or something, and they're like, you know what? We're done. We're done here.
Canceled.
But yeah, we had that episode about hyper masculinity and toxic masculinity and stuff like that. And that takes place in straight bars as well. That takes place. That's it, kind of all across the board.
Yeah.
And you see that downtown on Broadway and Austin and Chicago, no matter where. It's like guys are trying to buff up, get the chicks and, beat the other dudes. It's kind of like you go out to a club, you're looking for only a couple things. You're either here to have a good time with your buddies and catch up, or you're there for the other 2 or 3 reasons. Which
what are they?
Illegal drug use, promiscuity.
Huh?
Wait, promiscuity, sexual encounters, promiscuity. Okay, promiscuous. They want to be promiscuous. What is that word?
Promiscuity.
Oh, I was close.
You were so close.
Remember the other day? I'm like, it's like the kettle calling the kettle.
The kettle
blue
is black.
I don't know. But yeah, you when you go out, you're looking for a few things. You want to catch up with friends, or you want to hook up, and you want to drink and do drugs. Is there anything wrong? I don't know. It's your life, Yeah.
You do you.
You do you, boo.
Wes,
And
I've got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, there is Adonis parties here, I believe, or they're sponsored by Adonis. I knew that word, and I'm like, there's been that 615 thing down the street.
They do that around
Big
Pride.
Warehouse. Yeah. I've been to when we went to that probably 5-6 years ago, and it was a lot of.
Yeah,
it was fun.
That was a circuit party.
Oh, I have. Hey, y'all. Whoop it up! I
Yeah.
have been to a circuit party.
Go ahead and whoop. Whoop whoop.
Vicky Gunvalson from the Real Housewives of Orange County. We're going to whoop it up.
Whoop it up.
What else do you have for us, Phil?
All right, I've got a surprise for you. I'd like to play a game.
Surprises. Okay.
You ready?
Do I have to name definitions? Because
Nope.
I'm not. Oh, thank God.
Here we go.
Promiscuity.
Hello and welcome to the newest game on the Two Bottles Deep podcast called What in the Hell is Making That Sound? Here's how it works. I'll play a sound an animal makes, and Wes has to guess what animal it is. If he gets it wrong, he has to remove one item of clothing. So let's play. What in the hell is making that sound?
Oh my God. Okay. Hold up. Thank God I have socks and everything on. That'll be my item of clothing.
Okay. So we have,
You never surprise me. Or
all right.
you always surprise me.
I was like, that was a surprise though. You never surprise me. All right. We have 4 sounds. Okay.
Okay.
If you get it wrong,
So
you're going to hear this sound. If you get it right, you'll hear this.
Oh, I want to hear that one.
Yeah. All right. Wes is about to be nude. All right. You ready for your first sound? Ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess
Okay.
so.
Here we go. First sound.
Oh, it's a. Okay. That's a frog.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep your clothes
Look
on.
at those muscles.
Where? Sorry,
Tune
having a
into
hard
YouTube.
time. All right. You ready for this one?
Not really. Oh, that's you in the shower.
I'll give you again. Here we go.
That is a dog barking in a dog kennel.
That's a good guess, but
Oh my God.
this is a fox.
That is the cousin to a dog.
What are you taking off?
I will take off a sock.
Okay, he's taking off a sock,
Oh,
y'all.
look at that. That's a sporty sock too. I'm going to play pickleball with
I
Stacia
smell
after
apple
this.
vinegar. Oh, he's got his sock off. All right.
Oh, I could take a.
All right, here we go.
How many more?
2
have to
more. I
count
told you
clothing.
4.
2. Carry the 3. Got it.
Here we go. All right, number 3.
Shit. Okay, I have 2 guesses. in
Okay,
my
I'll
head.
allow that.
Can I can use it in a sentence.
That sounds like something.
That's an owl. How is that not an owl? Ooh.
No, it's not. What you said you had
How-
2 guesses.
Oh, okay. Can I do another? That is a wolf.
That's a pigeon. Take off
Oh my
another article of
God. Can
clothing.
it be the other sock?
Sure. I don't want to see anything else.
There it is. 2 socks down.
2 socks down. Wow,
Well,
it's getting crazy in here.
How many are left?
There are 4 sounds.
How many have we
We've
done?
done 3.
Oh, yeah, I got 1 right and 2 wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
God. Okay.
Oh, shit.
You ready?
Yeah.
Final sound.
Let's go.
Sounds like Christine Geiger when she's forced to use pronouns. Oh, God.
That sounds like someone getting up in the morning. I want to say it's a bear.
It's a camel.
Where do you get these sounds? I will take my pants off now. Please, we cannot do this live. Like, we cannot do this during our live show at Golden
What you
Pony.
taking off now, Wes?
I am so scared. Should I take my hat off? That's an item of clothing.
Yeah, you can take that off.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, because I want to see your hat head.
Oh, God, it's going to be so
Oh,
bad.
my God.
It's so bad. Look at that.
Oh, it looks
Look at
great.
that hair.
All right. Well, not bad.
Oh, look at that.
You got 1 correct.
Yeah, 1 out of, sounds like the last test I took.
Yeah. 1 out of 4 correct. But you did good. You're a good
25%.
sport. So.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
I wouldn't have gotten camel.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
It sounds like someone having a bowel movement.
I mean, it definitely sounds like an animal. Like I knew it was an animal.
Yeah. Gosh.
I want to hear the owl again. That was not an owl. Yeah, I guess I need to.
Yeah. Pigeon, honey. It's a pigeon.
I could have ripped off like this sleeve for that gun. Look at that.
Hold on. Let me zoom in.
Look. Look.
Oh, you do have a. Is that a bicep?
Well, I've been doing curls at home.
Oh, good. That'll get something.
Yeah, but I've
Well-
done no ab work in 38 years.
Well, you don't need it. You
Hey,
look fine the way
Well,
you are.
hey, pronouns, we got that solved. The circuit gays are outlawed.
Yes,
So no
in
more
certain
circuit
clubs.
gays in the world.
And yeah,
If
now
I read that
you've
right.
got 4 new sounds that you can guess along with us.
And no socks on.
No socks on. Put those on. It smells awful in here. But anyway, all right. Well, anything else, Wes, before we wrap it up?
I just want to send a message to America. Do we have any music that you could play? No, no, not queued up. That's okay. In this great land of ours, we should respect one another, whether we're wrong or whether we're right. Doesn't matter. Look your way. Guess what? Because the front windshield
Oh God,
is I've said this before.
you said
and
it
I
on the
love
last
this.
episode.
Oh, did I? What episode was it? Damn it.
I can finish it. The
Yes.
windshield's bigger than the rear view.
Yes, rearview mirror.
You
Make
said
sure-
it to me the other night. You said it in a text
When
message. When he gets a quote in his mind,
well, especially ones I remember, because like all the Abraham Lincoln ones, I don't remember because they're just too long. But worry about yourself. Yeah, maybe go to a rally and go to Pride, and you can just do some great things. But really, it comes down to you, right, Michelle Geiger or
Yeah.
Christine Geiger?
yeah.
It comes down to you. Love people. Yes, you can discriminate. But the dawn's
finish your speech.
early light. I love to sing, though. But Christine Geiger, like Philip said, we know you're out there. We know you're listening. And in this great land of ours, we love one another. We hold the doors for old ladies, and we help them across the street. And just cut someone's damn hair. No matter if you call them they, them, fate, fair. Cut their hair. Oh my God, that rhymed.
Oh, God. Okay. All right, everybody.
Rockets, red glare.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right,
I
guys.
was going to go falsetto.
That's no need. We want to keep our audience.
I also don't know what falsetto
I
means.
feel like you do.
Hey, this week, Philip, let's look out the windshield.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The windshield's bigger than the rear view.
Unless you're backing up.
Yeah. Then use your camera unless you don't
Yes.
have it.
We would love to hear your thoughts. We would love a 5-star rating.
Yeah. And if
We
you're a
would
circuit
love-
gay, could you let me know if I'm right or wrong on this and if you're upset about it? I'd love to
Yeah,
know.
tell me what drugs you do.
Yeah.
Like let's we like to debunk stereotypes.
Yeah.
I think all circuit gays do drugs. That has just always been my thought. And maybe they're great people. And we would love to hear from Circuit Gays and Michigan salon owners today.
Right, specifically.
Specifically. But no, a great 5-star review. Thanks for Spread the Positive.
Yes.
Trent Denson out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yep.
And
we appreciate you guys listening. Reach out if you've got some feedback, and we hope y'all have an amazing week.
Yes. All right. It's, this rain has just
Wrap
got
it
me
up.
thrown off. I'm looking out the window here, and it is just a monsoon and in the land of the free.
Okay.
Love
All right,
y'all.
everybody. Thank you guys for listening. Have
God
a great
bless
week.
America.
Love you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another great episode of Two Bottles Deep.
Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating wherever you get your podcast.
And while you're at it, write us a fabulous review.
Please reach out to us on our email, 2bottlesdeep@gmail.com.
There is plenty of love in this world. Be a part of it.